Welcome to a new episode of FinTalk by BHM Capital. My guest today is very special. He has more than 25 years of experience, academic and practical experience in the business world. My guest today is Professor Ilhan Ozturk, the Dean of Business Administration in the University of Sharjah. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our episode today is a bit different. We are targeting different audience. Previously, we were targeting new investors and people who are investing or starting to invest. Today, our audience are students in colleges of business or other colleges and how to help them connect with the jobs market. To begin with, we want to understand to have a small brief about you personally and where you come from and your experience.
Thank you very much. My name is Professor Ilhan Ozturk. I'm originally from Turkey. I joined University of Sharjah last year, and I am Professor of Economics, especially in Energy and Environmental Economics. Currently, I am the Dean of the College of Business Administration. First of all, I would like to give a brief information about my college. And in my college, we have the three departments: the Department of Accounting, Department of Finance and Economics. In Finance and Economics also, we have a major in Economics. And the last one is the Department of Management.
Oh, here I want to cut you because I did not say that I am a graduate of University of Sharjah from the Business of Accounting.
Okay.
So, the student, what is really happening in many cases that the student is starting to learn about his career or about the market, the jobs market in year 4 or even in the last semester. What kind of initiatives the University of Sharjah have and the College of Business Administration have to help students learn about not only academic, but their future job in the future?
We can discuss it as what we do in our education and what we do and how we do to help our students to get an employee when they graduate. So it is going to be based on the education and employability. For the employability, we generally we organize the business day, and the aim of this business day is to help the students and the company to bring them together to engage how they can cooperate with each other. And in addition, we organize the recruitment day also. We bring the
Companies?
The companies and the CEOs and the top management, the person, in order to help them what they do in the interview, what kind of the skills and the capacity they have to know before graduate to and come to
Yeah, I think that career day or a job fair or whatever it is called is really, really important for students, at least for knowing the names of the companies who are interested to hire. Like me personally, I started my career in KPMG and I met them in a career fair. So I agree with you that this initiative is important and I think every university should do. What other initiatives the university or the college does to help students while studying in their education to understand the market?
During their study, we signed several MOUs with the companies in order to find a place for our students to go for their internship, and after they graduate to have a connection with them. So these business days, recruitment days, the career days are very important. In addition to that one, we have many other activities like the visiting the site and the company visiting. We have students activities, we have forums and conferences, and we have some international activities. So in many ways we help our students before to graduation what is the real world. So during their study, we try to give them the theoretical, the education plus the practical also education to our students.
And in my years in University of Sharjah, I remember one project. We had a professor. He was Tunisian. He was my marketing instructor. And he said that the project for this year is to make an interview with a marketing manager in a company in Dubai or in Sharjah or in the UAE. And I remember going to a famous cars dealership and I met the head of marketing there. Until today, this happened maybe 20 years ago. Until today, I remember the company. I remember what we discussed. I remember the person who I met, the head of marketing. And whatever I learned in that interview is still stuck in my head until today. So I agree with you that skills that students learn during their university time, the practical ones, are extremely important and as important as the education. Now, I want to a bit shift from this subject to another subject. As companies, we always train students, internship, or even after they graduate, we do their job interviews and so. And in many cases, we feel that somebody is employable regardless of their GPA. Sometimes you find someone with a good GPA, really, really good to hire, and someone with a higher GPA, but not good enough to be hired. I'm not saying I'm not advising people not to care about their GPA, obviously. However, what really, in your opinion, makes a student a good employee, passing the interview, and a good performer when they start?
I can easily say that the GPA by itself it is not one, or it is not the only indicator. So the most important for us, we give our students the theoretical, the theories, the background, but the most important things that how it is applicable, how it is used in the real world. So a social or active people who has a connection, who do their internship, who do project, who do the interview for outside with the company, are more successful than the other who has a higher GPA but not active. And generally, most of the people who become an entrepreneur who are taking the risk are the people who have a low GPA but more active, like socially. So that one, our aim of the college is to increase this kind of activities to make our people more active, more socialize, and this can be by the business days, recruitment days, career days, and most importantly by the internship and our relation with the companies. So we need to bring the industry to university and from take our students from campus to the industry, and we do it generally by site visit.
Yeah.
Visit to companies.
BHM signed with University of Sharjah, I think 2 years ago, MOU, and we are actually implementing what you are saying by employing some of the students and by training some students and by giving training in the university. However, in my opinion, there is a missing point that not many universities are taking care of, is the personality of the students. So the theoretical part is reflected in the GPA. The practical part is reflected in the project or the site visits. However, it's not easy to measure. However, it is extremely important to direct the students on how to act and how to direct their attitude when they go to interviews or to when they perform in their jobs. My other question here. I was raised in a time where having a job was the ultimate goal. But what I see today in today's students, the effect of social media, the effect of having young people making millions, it's definitely it's even affecting my kids. One of my kids is 7 years old. He talks about a guy who just bought a car for $2 million or something. Are there any initiatives in the university, in the College of Business or any other college, to help students focus or direct them into how to make a business, how to start a business, how to be an entrepreneur, not only being an employee or a government employee? University of Sharjah has a majority of locals, for example, and there is a majority of locals that have this mentality of I'm studying to go work for the government and so on. However, there is another big portion of students who are now being affected by the new way of thinking, which is starting my own business. And there are many entities, government entities, that are supporting this mentality. Are there any initiatives or any directions or any future plans in the university to support this way of direction instead of preparing a student to become an employee?
Currently, we have several courses related with entrepreneurship, and how to form a startup, to become an owner of their business. In addition to that one, we have several contracts and agreement with the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and they have several funds and the project. For the students who have their idea and they want to open their own business. So accordingly, we help them in the class and outside and according to our MOUs and agreement and with the member of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and also annually we organize an innovator competition with the Sharjah Chamber of the Commerce and Industry. So we prepare and we show how students can be the owner of its business.
Now, my other question is, in your opinion, how much are currently students in general, not in the College of Business, not in the University of Sharjah, but generally speaking, in today's world, in the UAE, how much are the students in colleges actually connected with the industries or the business world, especially with having social media that did not happen 10 years ago or 5 years ago, in this enrichment of everyone is now on social media, everyone is watching everything. How much are they connected?
As far as I see, and I know most of the people, they are not connected. And most of the students, unfortunately, instead of working hard and follow the career, they want to be rich with the short ways, very quickly. But if you become rich very quickly, you can fail. You can go and bankrupt. So most of the students, unfortunately, they have no connection with the industry. So our aim is try to increase this percentage and have a connection with the industry. And when you look at the employability, which is one of the main idea in our new University of Sharjah strategy for 24 and the 2024 and the 2030, is to increase the employability of our students. Currently in University of Sharjah and most of the university, the employability rate for the graduates of business or graduate of management, it is around 50%. And that one is going to decrease day by day. Why? The number of the students are increasing, it becomes more competitive, and the number of university, the departments also are increasing. So that one is going to be start to decrease. So our aim is to increase that one. So in order to get an employment outside, the theory or high GP is not enough. You have to start from the beginning, from the first year, be more active, be more social, like join to the clubs that, for example, in our College of Business, we have 4 clubs like accounting club, finance club, economic clubs, and management clubs. You should be a member of that one. Bring and call or invite the employer, the CEO of company from outside, and start to have a connection with them, like from the beginning. But if you start at the last year of your graduation, it is going to be too late. So, as a university, we have a good infrastructure. We have a highly qualified faculty. We have everything. The only things is based on the students. So, as an College of Business, we try to motivate them, support them to increase this employability rate.
There is another aspect here. From my experience as a student, I have noticed a huge difference between the instructor or the doctor who has actual work experience compared to another instructor who graduated university, did MBA, went for PhD, stayed his whole life inside the university campus. This is today a teacher to students who only knows books, research, theories. In accounting, he never placed one accounting entry. In auditing, he never audited a company, and so on. I'm not downgrading this type of instructors. However, for the student, I clearly remember the let's call them the teachers, the instructors, regardless of the level of professor or assistant, PhD or associate or whatever it is. If that instructor had at least 4, 5, 6, 10, regardless of number, sufficient number of years of industry experience, when he teaches, it's different. Is that a requirement in the University of Sharjah, or do you think it should be a requirement when you hire an instructor to have actual work experience?
I totally agree with you. Any faculty who has an industrial experience also, they have a lot of contribution and then positive impacts on the students. But unfortunately, most of our faculty and faculty in all other university, they have only university
Academic
experience. That's why we need to increase our relations, communication, connection with the industry. And always I am telling my students that the only things we are giving you mostly it's based on the theory. But in real life, especially for the economics, we give the theory like many kinds of the theory, but most of them are not applicable, are not valid in many countries. So you have to be connected also with the outside. And another issue here, it is very difficult for us to find a faculty with the industrial experience. So if he is good in industry, he will never come and work as an faculty, as a professor at the university because of the income level, let's say.
Yes.
Like the salary. So
Yes.
I totally agree with you. But in our university, especially in finance, especially in accounting, most of our faculty, they have an professional certificate also, like the CFA. Like
Yes.
for the CAA, for the for
I
the
am a
accounting.
CPA, so I understand.
And this kind of the faculty members, they have more contribution on the students, but again, it is limited. So in this case, the best way is to have a more connection, relation with the industry.
I have an opinion, but I want to hear yours because you are definitely more valid than my opinion. For a student,
Yes.
what is better, to go for the MBA immediately after bachelor's or after having 3, 4, 5 years of work experience?
In my opinion, if a student will not continue as an academic, so it is better to work for few years, have some experience, and according to the his career, then he should do his master. Because if he start with the MBA, then and he's working in finance, so it will be better to do his master in fintech, or in finance, or maybe supply chain management, or marketing. So it is better to have an experience than to start to his MBA. So in our university, we have the two types of the master. One of is the MBA, general MBA, and the other is for executive MBA.
Yeah.
And in order to register to executive MBA, you must have 3 or 5 years of experience. This one is for the executive. So it depends. But if you are going to and your career to be an academic, so it is better to continue as soon as you graduate from the
Professor,
university.
I always like to end, and unfortunately we have to end this podcast with you today. Although we can spend hours of talking, it's you cannot feel bored about it. I always like to end podcast interviews with the guest advising the target audience. What, after everything we spoke about, what is your advice to students who finished high school and going to university, and your advice to students who started university, and your advice to people who are almost ending university, like in year 4 or even the last semester?
For the current students or who started as a fresh students, my advice to them to start to build their career when they finish the first year, and what is their plan for the future, and do and get select the courses accordingly. Because if he wants to work in supply chain, so he should study more supply chain courses. If he wants to be and specialize in finance, then finance, marketing, human resources. That one is the first one. The second one, starting from the first year, he should start to work in somewhere in the summer, like as an internship. In many universities, internship is not mandatory, it's not compulsory, but my advice is at the end of the first year, he should go and work in any company. Even if his father has his own company, he should go there and start to see. So every year he can change even the company or the area also. Area. That one is a must internship. And another suggestion is to be a member of some clubs, like finance club, management club, or accounting. In this one, he will have more connection with the CEO, with the head of the company, and he will see what is real life and outside of the campus. The other one, for example, in my country, most of the students, they cannot speak English. So every student, the English, it is not a second language. It is a first that all students that they must know. So I advise all of them, since we are UAE and mostly they like it is Arabic, so English it is a must. So my advice to them is to learn a second language, which can be maybe Russian or can be Chinese or anything. So the language, one language is equal to or more valuable than one degree. So Like the language also is a must. In after 5 years, maybe extra one language is not going to be enough. So the language is really very very important. And the other suggestion to the students, yes, they should study their exam, but everything is not exam. So, and for me, it is not important whether they graduate with 4 out of 4 or the 2 out of 4. What kind of skills, what kind of
Soft skills.
like the soft skill that they have. So they should have more skills. So and they should know how to present himself or herself, and how to communicate with people. So business communication is really very important.
In fact, this point, I remember in my days, having a selective course. I had one selective course in the College of Media. And it really affected my personality and the way I talk to people and my presentation skills. As a business student doing accounting and business, when you go to another college and receiving this type of different way of talking and different way of communicating is like really affected me. Thank you very much for today. Thank you for all the information and all the suggestions. And I hope to always meet you in good days and good health, and to have more episodes with you. Thank you very much.
Inshallah, it's really a great pleasure for me also to be here, and I would like to thank you and BHM Capital for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
As we always say, we do our best to send good information or to deliver good communication to our target audience. Thank you for today's episode, and we hope to see you again in other episodes. Thank you very much.